Hello folks, welcome to this very special top 10 list on Halloween. Well folks, Halloween is officially upon us. Well, sort of. Don't really have a calendar in here. There's one in the kitchen, but I don't really read it that much. Anywho, I should make this episode. I was going to do a thing called the Animal Shelf or something, but it didn't really have a Halloween episode, I don't think. But today, I am going to make history by showing you a top 10 or top 5 list of things that are related to Halloween, but aren't really about Halloween-ish. We all love Halloween. The people who dress up as the Grim Reaper, a zombie, or take too far with a Halloween costume related to the werewolf from the werewolf movies. But there are people out there that are terrified of Halloween. And also, they can't watch some of the reviews. Yes, even me. I have put my own hand up. But today, I'm here to tell you that any of you people who can't watch a good Halloween horror film can watch this stuff instead. And if you want to watch something related to Halloween, but you've got kids who don't even celebrate it, or the other way around, or even between, or whatever, you can watch these shows if you want. From a duck that eats vegetables and hasn't got the sight of blood, to some weirdo I can't remember his name. This is the top 5 best Halloween stuff related shows that I can't remember the name and stuff like that. And this title is so long I could probably make this into a horrible title. The top 5 best Halloween themed shows that you can watch. And they're alright for anyone who's squeamish about Halloween. I'm sticking to that title. Roll credits! Got to put the code in. I said roll credits! Psst. It's number 1. Scream Street from the CBBC channel. A pretty good show for anyone who is a fan of Halloween or not a fan of Halloween, because there's actually only one episode that relates around Halloween, and it's not even at the first episode. Actually, the story takes place in a town filled with different monster stereotypes, and all sorts of funny jokes to relate to monsters and why these creatures live in an opposite world than the human world. There's also a bit where one of the characters turns into a Bruce Banner character, except it's a werewolf. But, in my honest great opinion, you should definitely watch this series. It isn't scary, it hasn't got anything ghastly in it, and there's no blood in it. Probably there is a joke rolling around a blood tap, but you can always ignore that. Just probably cover your eyes when the blood scenes are, unless you're screaming around blood. Anyway, I give this show a great review, and I hope that you enjoy the series. There's also a Christmas special, apparently. Get it? It's number 2! Every single Halloween, the Simpsons always know how to make the Halloween season work. And ever since the first episode of the Treehouse of Horror, it's been a big tradition every year. So you Simpsons fans and great Halloween season financiers will enjoy the Halloween of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Three Musketeers Bar, whatever that means, it's number 3! If anyone really enjoys a good old-fashioned character like Beetlejuice, The Adventures of Beetlejuice in... well, I can't pronounce the end of that name, but it was a pretty good cartoon as I heard from many reviewers, I think. Yeah, it was a bit of an odd show. It involved the Beetlejuice character, apparently, and the twist is that he isn't really a bad guy anymore, like you see in the movie, and he doesn't do all those really twisted and creepy stuff. He's more of a prankster con artist. Well, more of a prankster, apparently. And yada 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 yada. The adventures begin related to monster stuff, spookiness, and all that stuff. Ah, Mr. 4, I've been expecting you. Get him ready. Toy Story of Terror. Man, I should know that second helping of shepherd's pie really goes down to your throat. Anyway, Toy Story of Terror is basically the gang doing a Halloween special, because when Toy Story 3 finally ended, the Disney Corporation, or in this case the Pixar Corporation, made shorts. There was one involving Christmas, even though it was the end, and Toy Story of Terror was the other one. And basically, it's a classic. Unless you really like Halloween and you want to show your kids something that won't scare the living daylights out of them, you should put on this bad film, because it's a great classic of Toy Story literature, and it tries to show that before Toy Story 4 was announced, at least people in Pixar actually had a choice of making good quality. Just hope they don't think of any garbage after Toy Story 4, like Toy Story 96? Yeah, right, there's no such thing as 96 in the movie world, unless you count Star Wars. And the number 5 spot goes to... Count Dracula! Mwah, 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 mwah. Yes, Count Dracula, the most greatest show on earth for anyone who is literally afraid of vampires and also a vegetarian. But you can always split those two apart if you want. Count Dracula was basically a show involving a vegetarian vampire that refused to do anything related to his old previous life. Because actually, if you look at the intro scene to before the episode begins, it actually tells you the reason why I never even is a vegetarian. And I know some people might get offended because we live in a PC era that points out the obvious: vegetarianism isn't that bad. But trust me, it's a little weird when you hear him talk about it. I don't know if it was supposed to make fun of it, but still, it's pretty clever to make a story about a duck who's a vegetarian, because normally vegetarian vampires don't exist before he came around. An interesting fact, he was actually an original villain on the show, Danger Mouse. But when Danger Mouse disappeared, I don't know really. But in my honest opinion, it was a great idea to bring this guy into a show. He had his own butler, and for some reason, some nanny in a sling. But the rest of the episodes are pretty clever too, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, folks, it looks like this episode has been all wrapped up. And remember, folks, don't be afraid about Halloween. It may look creepy, the decorations may look horrifying, and there might be a guy right behind me, staring back at me. But it's not like I'm worrying myself or anything. Happy Halloween! Or on this show, Happy Robboween! And we hope to see you again very soon. Bye! Ah, Mr. 4, I've been expecting you. Get him ready! Ah, it's gonna go definitely at the end.